Good, blessed, wonderful morning. How are you today? Ah, it's such an interesting day. So I'm hearing from all over about Mercury retrograde and that communication is off and weird things happen. So Jackie is on her way, and since I'm on my way out, so I will just not leave you without the weekly reading of You Too Can Be Prosperous. And I just really hope Jackie's tuning in very, very soon. So the thing is, she has her new home with the new kitchen, and everything is going to be put in place. And that's such a wonderful process and such an important process, because that's how growth is. Sometimes it's messy and unexpected things happen, and you're just all over. And as soon as it's passed for her, so I will start. I already have the boxes in my home. It started to get messy, and I was thinking, okay, if I would know that this is how growth works, that there is always this messy and chaotic phase in the middle of it, when you grow, when the caterpillar comes out of its cocoon. So that is what growth takes. So I'll just have it with a blessing, and I'm sure everything will always work out for us, because it does. And so this week we want to start with chapter 7, You Too Can Be Prosperous. Oh, Jackie just wrote that she's joining, so that's fabulous. Just another minute. And so the theme today is tuning in. And tuning in is, one moment, I'll just let Jackie in. And tuning in means that now that you know how to focus on what you want, to shift your thoughts into the thoughts that are going to create and attract what you want, and the faith of that and how it will work out. So now tuning in is now to be on that frequency. Okay. So that's what this next chapter 7, is about. Here Chris is saying the only way that we can live is if we grow. That's so right. The only way that we can grow is if we change. So yeah, that's exactly how it is. So Jackie, hello and welcome. I was just sharing how we're everything is in chaos as we grow, because that's how the growth process works. So your house is with the new kitchen and everything in chaos. Mine is going to be with all the boxes and the moving in 1 month. So yeah, but then we do this with the faith of that everything is always working out for us. And with that, be fabulous.
Well, thank you, Nadine, and apologies for being a little bit late here. But yeah, it's just all happening this morning. The kitchen's almost finished. The movers arrived. So it's just like, okay, I can do this.
You can. So then let's tune in to the chapter. Tune in. Would you like to read? Shall I?
What an appropriate chapter, isn't it? No, I'll read.
Absolutely.
Good. So, tuning in. Let's pause for a minute and absorb every single word, because this is where, when life gets chaotic, we often forget to think about our thoughts and take a pause and just like, okay, hold on, just pause for a second. So this is exactly where we've got to go with this tuning in. Okay. So up to this point, we have been largely concerned with the science of prosperity. Now we shall concentrate on the techniques or mechanics of demonstration. If you have thoroughly digested the preliminary instructions and conditioned your mind, the tuning in to your good will be easy. To demonstrate prosperity is no more difficult than to tune into a certain wavelength or station on your radio. Make a perfect contact, and you can get a perfect result. And that's exactly it. When you're on the old radios and then it tunes in, that's exactly what we're doing here. All right.
Exactly. And let's just maybe recap the example of if you don't feel rich and wealthy and prosperous yet, and you say, I am prosperous, and you don't feel it in your heart. So just go and tune in to feel what is prosperity? Like
Mm,
how does prosperity feel? And
exactly.
so it's an abstract concept, and for you, me, and Jackie, it will be a different kind of things. But
Hmm.
there is the frequency of prosperity, and from whatever angle you tune in, it's still that frequency.
Correct.
So go and search it and
Yeah,
take your time to do it. That's the wonderful, stillness to find and tune into the prosperity, and you will be amazed.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Make an imperfect contact and you get distortion. There are three things necessary for tuning in to what you want. Number one, a clearly formulated idea. So that is that I want that, and there's no hesitation about it. It's a real want. All right. Number two,
And just also, like, that's a problem for so many, that they don't know what they want.
mm, mm,
And so, if that is you, reach out to Jackie or myself. That is what we do in our coachings, and we offer free sessions just to nail the goal, because that's where everything else starts. So don't hesitate and reach out, because that is like the catalyzer, how it's called, catalysator, to then get what you want. First, you have to know what you want. So
exactly.
let's get there.
So exactly that. So have a clear intention, very clear and specific. Number two, a word pattern to impress it upon the subconscious mind. So going back to Joe, he talks about that elevated emotion. All right. So what will you feel when you achieve your goal? And that is where you sit and you really dwell on those emotions of happiness, joy, excitement. And that's exactly like when I look at everything that's happened around my house, it's just, I knew it was going to happen because I felt it way 3, 4 months ago already. All right. So it's the clear intention, the elevated emotion, and the faith to keep the idea growing. So number three is very important. Even though it looks like it might not happen, you have to feel, of course it's done.
Yes, and also you don't have to know how. Just let go. Let go. You need to know what, and then let go. And let go is also just to make space for things to let them happen.
Mm,
And sometimes you always also don't know, why didn't I get that job or that apartment? Because something else and better is there in the waiting, and just be open to
exactly.
receive.
Exactly. All right. If thou can't believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. Every one of these elements is necessary to a perfect demonstration. But most important is that there is faith. Faith acts upon all the forces of the universe to materialize the image we believe in. God made every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. So we must image our desires before they can be fulfilled. In the beginning of everything was the word or mental image. First must come the mental image, a clearly formulated idea. Second, the affirmations, telling the subconscious that the thing imagined is already yours. And third, faith to speed up the law of attraction. Follow this pattern, and your thoughts will become things, and your desires will be fulfilled. See clearly the thing you want, give it the power of your faith, and all the forces of the universe will rush in and give it form.
How beautiful. And we know it works. Like, there's so many instances of proof by now. And if you just scroll back to all our previous readings where we give examples after examples after examples, it just always works. And that's so beautiful. And if you haven't gotten your own examples right now, so just tune in and be open to get them. So again, it says, first, know your goals, know the ideas of what you want. Then the word, like the pattern, to impress it upon the subconscious mind. And if you don't know what's meant with pattern, so it's a pattern, the way how you think, not what you think, how you think. And that's also something Jackie and I are specialized with our Thinking into Results program. So don't hesitate. Like, this is the best investment ever, because then you turn your thoughts into things. And
Exactly.
just imagine when you're able to do this. And if you look back on my story, Jackie's story, it's just so amazing what can happen and come out of it. And yeah, from all my heart, really tune into this.
Yeah. Oh, Nadine, I couldn't actually say it even better than that, because it's so true when you look back and you think, wow, look at all the manifestations that have happened. But it's because we do the work, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Thank you, Nadine.
Yes, thank you, Jackie. So, yeah, we'll continue next week from
Absolutely.
here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So tune in this week, this weekend, and then next week again, same time, same place, maybe a little earlier.
Well, have a fabulous weekend, and we see you next week. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Absolutely. Bye bye.